When this man bought his ticket, they told him, "Go and live your best life." And he said, "Not a fucking problem." Every fan that goes to any wrestling show and you pay hard-earned money, you need to enjoy every single show that you go to as much as this guy enjoyed Dynamite. Go back and watch it, and specifically watch this guy here, specifically, because yeah.
T.A.G.
Talk about your 180s. Because last week I was not as positive, and it is no fucking surprise. But this week, holy shit, a fantastic fucking show. Now, I might not get to everything in such a condensed amount of time, but of course, you know how we do it on Tag Me In. We cover it there. So anything I miss on here, I will most definitely cover with the Triforce over on Tag Me In. Now, again, like I said, this show was fantastic from top to fucking bottom. I If there is any bad, I don't know. I can't honestly off the top of my head say what exactly was bad if there was, because even something that would have been a low point had some positives in it. So first and foremost, we started off with MJF gloating, gloating about being better than the best in the world, which I actually do like that tagline. And I like the fact that they actually made shirts for it, capitalizing on it. Fantastic. This helps MJF, and I knew that this was going to be beneficial for him in a multitude of ways. I just didn't think that they were going to flip that. So love it. Love the segment. I love the tease of Wardlow not having his own entrance, uh, kind of being relegated to the background. And I love the fact that CM Punk actually did note that and shine a light on that. So, and it does technically play into the match that he actually had, the very first match of the show. But prior to that, so that actually was something that I didn't like. A love-hate relationship with this portion of it, because I love and hated the fact that Sting and Darby were involved in this segment. On the positive side, it's because they haven't technically dropped the story on Darby being jumped by the Pinnacle, which of course Scoot will probably tell you no face, no case. He is still believing that it wasn't them, it was. But I also don't like them in this whole build here, which I'm glad that it was kind of switched up and changed when MJF, when he set the stipulation for the match against Punk, mystery partner, and FTR. He stated the fact that he couldn't choose Sting or Darby Allin as a partner. So nice kind of recover on that, because instead of us seeing like the same old, we got something a little bit different, and a surprising, very positive different. So because this could have easily gone in a different way, and I'm glad that we got the outcome that we did, especially with the match that we got, which I will talk about later on. But a fantastic segment overall. I'm rushing through it because there is a lot to talk about, but I'm pretty sure myself and my Triforce cohorts will cover this in an extensive back and forth when we cover this. But all in all, I love it. I want that fucking shirt now, so it's like take my money. So that's what's gonna happen. Now, when we talk about the whole Wardlow versus Blade thing, you can tell that they're setting up Wardlow to be a face, because I don't understand, outside of them kind of teasing the fact that he's gonna have a face turn. They're setting him up with heels to go against. So they're getting the crowd to get behind him more and cheer for him more, even outside of everything else that's going on with how he's being treated within the Pinnacle. So, and it's clear that his first I don't want to say feud, but his first match when he does turn face is probably going to be against Shawn Spears because of the annoyance that's going on with his accountability buddy. It's starting to go that way, and you could have seen it before because I tried to predict it before, where I were me and Scoop both thought that forgot the match that I think it was against a jobber. If I'm wrong, I apologize, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. We thought Shawn Spears was going to go in, but he never did. But on this one, he actually did jump in, and of course, commentary had commented on it saying that he's still in the spotlight. So there's another nugget for that. But Wardlow goes over, does the Powerbomb Symphony, and even though Shawn Spears did tell him to stop, he listened more to the fans. One more time, did it one more time. Cool. Um, Now I don't know if Jay White is technically signed to AEW. I don't know if he's all elite yet. Pretty sure we'll know by, if not later on tonight, tomorrow, or if it's already been said, then I just completely missed it. So we'll see. But I love how they're kind of. I don't know if this was the direction that they wanted to go um, with Adam Cole. But if they did call an audible, this is one hell of a fucking audible. If this was always part of the plan, then hey, I'm along for it because now things have gotten even more interesting with the addition of Jay White and the fact that Adam Cole had not um, let the Bucks in on everything that he's been planning because he's planning something. I don't know what it is, but I'm loving it and I'm all for it right now. So, and of course he had another little bit of a segment later on, but they jumped the best friend. Well, not best friends. They jumped Roppongi Vice, and of course Jay White came in, didn't say anything, and then just kind of dipped out. So nice little tease there. We'll see if he's going to be all elite and see what happens later on with this story. But somebody who is all elite now, Keith fucking Lee. Now, I spoiled myself because, of course, you guys already know I wait for about 30 minutes to an hour to start watching AEW Dynamite. So that way I can skip through some of the dreaded commercials. So when I was fast forwarding through the commercials, it stopped and it stopped literally on Keith Lee's face. So it just that messed up the anticipation for me. So I wasn't able to be enthralled at the very beginning like the fans in attendance were when they were surprised. But all in all, still fantastic. Love his theme music. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And you could tell when he got out there, he was fucking elated to be there. And I think this is a fantastic fit. So I mean, I know a lot of people are going to say that AEW's roster is getting bloated with a lot of these signees, but when you have these signees who actually look and feel like they are the perfect fit, you can't deny anything like that. And of course, it is kind of sad to say that Jay Lethal kind of got lost in the shuffle on this one. But Jay Lethal didn't have that same feeling to me when he showed up. When Keith Lee showed up and when he was in the ring, everything felt like it made sense. So I'm excited to see where this goes with him. I'm excited to see where they go with his booking. I don't think you can even mess up with Keith Lee. You know, I think he's just that type of person, that type of character with that type of charisma that you can slot him anywhere and it will always make sense. And this is perfect. So happy to see him there. He looked fantastic in the ring against Isaiah Cassidy. Yeah, I'm looking forward, and this is a huge, 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 no pun intended, huge get for AEW. So I'm ready for Rampage. I'm ready for next week. I'm ready to get into this and see what the fuck happens. So yes. Next up, fantastic, fantastic, and I feel like I'm gonna keep using this word because this FTR in their pocket at this point. They are just this match with FTR, Punk, and of course the mystery partner for Punk. Moxley. This right here was fucking perfect. Perfect. And I didn't even know that I needed this match. But the way that the team of Punk and Moxley went up against FTR, from everything from the very beginning to the end of this match, everything fucking worked. This was a fucking tag team match, and it was worked well. Half the time, I didn't even notice the fucking commercials in this match. And that's a testament to how good this match was. Same thing with the fucking main event, which I wish they would have done last week, but it's okay. It's okay. Still not a bad match last week. It was just muddled by, again, the free TV model, but we've talked about that already. But of course, when you have a match like this and you have FTR, Punk, and Mox, veterans in this game, being able to show you how a tag team match is supposed to go, it's a huge fuck you to WWE, because you had all these guys, and especially in the case of FTR, you have these guys showing you what tag team wrestling is all about. And I loved watching this match. Even yes, we know we had the stipulation where if Punk won, he got to have any match that he wanted with MJF. But the thing about it is that it didn't even fucking matter. As I was watching this match, I didn't care about the stipulation. I just love this match, and the more that this match built up to the climax of it, the more I was into it. And then once the finish came, I was fucking satisfied. Still didn't care about what was going to happen with MJF and Punk, because they gave us a good match, and that is a testament to how good wrestling in-ring performance can be when you have the right people and the right components within the match. So kudos to this. Again, fan-fucking-tastic. Now, one thing that probably should have been a very low point, because I was already feeling kind of about Jade Cargill's title run with the TBS Championship, because of course we see the TNT title on TBS way more than the TBS title, and Jade, of course, is still green, so I'm still kind of on the fence about her title run. I think she still deserves it, but there's a part of me that's feeling like it's kind of on the downtrend. But this match, when you have up and coming, and shout out to AQA, formerly known as Zeta Ramir from NXT, she definitely wanted to make sure that she had a fantastic showing, and I think she looked better than Jade Cargill in this match. So I'm actually looking forward to see what else they do with her. I'm not saying that Trips didn't do anything right with her. I think that he was probably on the cusp of doing something with Zeta Ramir, but I don't think he got the chance to. So that in itself is I mean, it's going to be left unsaid and undone at this point. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I think this was a fantastic for showing her. I'm pretty sure they're gonna put her more so on, the AEW Dark and possibly Rampage front until she gets some more matches under her belt. But if she keeps this up and then she gets some promo time and actually get everything up and steps her game up on that end, I'm pretty sure we'll definitely get a more TV time for her and more in-ring moments with her. But yeah, of course, Jade Cargill goes over. She's not gonna lose to a debuting Zeta Ramir, or sorry, AQA. And this fucking thing here, Serena fucking Deeb. What up, Scoot?
What up, party people out there? What's
It's
happening?
funny because I can't even I don't even think I can. Yeah, I can't hear you right now.
Oh no, wait, am I on mute?
Love those. It's not. Trust me, it's not your fault. It's definitely on my end.
No.
But all right, I got you, Scoot.
Yeah.
Now, definitely didn't expect this, but it's all good. I got Scoot for a little bit on the quick tag.
Yeah, you know what I'm
But
saying? Why not?
Yeah, so Serena Deeb, and this is one fantastic thing that I am liking about this is the fact that they have more women's storylines going, and even if it's not about the title, I think this is, especially for this person, for Serena Deeb, this is fantastic. Mainly because it gives her something to do, and it gives other people that are also up and coming, or females that need to be showcased, it gives them something to do as well in this scenario. So it doesn't, automatically shoot her to the top of the card for a title. It can you can do something with her storyline wise that puts her to the side for a little bit, and you won't have to mess up anybody else's booking in the process. So, and of course, like I said before, we're probably going to get into a lot of this on Tag Me In. But do you have any quick thoughts, no pun intended, on
Serena
Serena
Deeb
Deeb
for champion.
in this 5-minute rookie challenge?
Serena Deeb, AEW Women's Champion, needs to happen.
Oh, was that Scoop?
I said Serena Deeb, AEW Women's Champion.
Oh, they don't want me to be great. There we
needs
go.
to happen.
All right, repeat that. My bad. I couldn't hear anything.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said Serena Deeb, AEW Women's Champion. Book it. Book it.
Yeah, and we have been saying that, and I do believe that it is going to happen when it needs to happen. But I'm glad that they're also not rushing it either. So that helps a lot. And of course, she goes over. There's no surprise there. If there was a time to debut somebody, this would have been it. But I think they're saving that debut for somebody of note, kind of like how they did with Kurt Angle and his Olympic challenge. But yeah, looking forward to this. Looking forward to the cheeky moments that we're gonna have with her shaming a lot of the rookies, and I'm glad that they coined it the rookie challenge.
Yes.
Because it makes it a lot easier for you not to anticipate who's going to be showing up, because everybody's going to think, oh yeah, it's whoever they signed that's a local talent or whatever. But yeah. Do you have any before I get into this main event, do you have any other thoughts on anything that happened during the show?
I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna discuss it more tomorrow. But considering what you have already talked about,
yeah,
this is probably one of my favorite episodes of Dynamite.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't even mind the Inner Circle segment because of Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, and I decided not to talk about that for a reason. Definitely going to get into that tomorrow. But but yeah, that's because that's something that needs to be unpacked, and I definitely can't do that in like a short amount of time. But one thing that I will unpack is because I have to because I've been shitting on this fucking feud.
You put all of
it is all there. I've been shitting on this feud since its inception. And to say,
no,
I'm glad I was
so
fucking
I'm gonna say this. No. I'm gonna say this. You still have a right to shit on the feud only because we knew this. We knew the outcome.
True. We did know the outcome, and I'm fine with knowing the outcome if the buildup is good. But the buildup for this, I didn't care for because of the treatment of Lance Archer. But the moment that this match started, and I'm glad my expectations for this were very low because it could only go up from there. And the way that it started with Lance Archer having his entrance and then having Paige come out and then attack him first and then throw him through the glass. The moment he threw him through the glass, I was like, okay, we may have something here. And then it ramped up and got into the ring. And then once that happened, it was all go. There, I think I noticed one commercial break. If there were more, I don't recall because I never even fucking noticed.
I think it was one. Now that you said that, I don't remember.
See, and that was that was a discrepancy that I had for last week because you can tell the feel of the match and the way that it was paced, that it was meant for 0 breaks. But when you have a match that's built up and it's constructed correctly, you don't notice after things or everything flows the way that it needs to flow.
I'm pretty sure I can put this match almost in the same boat I put the Kaylee Ray and Mandy Rose match yesterday,
Okay,
because going into that match and going into this match, you just knew a title change wasn't going to happen.
true.
Spoiler alert if you didn't see Quick Tag yesterday, but you just it didn't feel like a title change was going to happen. So and that's the way, like, granted, I love some of the spots they was doing. I love the gory self-mutilation. Shout out to WWE. I love the gory self-mutilation, everything. The one thing I really didn't like that I saw, I get it, but why did Lance stop Jake doing the DDT?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. It was it was very weird because even because I had to bring it back a little bit because I had seen it on the screen and then I looked away for a second and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, well, Jake's standing off on the other side. So it was like, so I went back and I was like, oh, okay, still don't understand, but all right. And yeah, I don't know if it was a spot that they decided to change up on the fly or what,
Yeah,
but it it definitely was odd for a second, but it's not something that still took away from the match. I love the psychology in this match, especially with the fact of Dan Lambert coming out and them
yeah,
taking the top rope out of the equation, which
yeah,
I mean, the way that they did everything in this match, I loved. Even when they got into the crowd and everything, it worked in Paige's favor because he looks more like a champion when he's in the ring and doing stuff rather than when he's doing his promos or everything else. Because when he's chasing for the title, when he was doing everything with Omega and he was chasing,
hmm,
it was very believable. Him as a champ, you know, outside of the in ring stuff, it's hard to see it. But once he
yeah.
gets in the ring, it's like all just champion aura. So it's it's very jarring how that is, and I definitely want to touch on that tomorrow as well
Oh yeah, for
because
sure. There hasn't been too much newsworthy things, so a lot of things will be us discussing NXT 2.0 and AEW. So unless some things get real in between now until tomorrow, ain't
yeah,
too much of things going on.
true indeed. Um, of course, Hangman does go over with the
Hmm.
buckshot lariat over the ref's back. So that
Yes.
was that I like that touch there because I did not see that coming, and the way that he pulled it off, it was so quick to where you couldn't see the setup for it because once that ref bent down, Hangman right in action, right into the tables, good. I love the
Hmm.
fact that it also wasn't a pinfall count. I'm glad that it was
Yeah.
either through a knockout or submission because
Yeah.
that was also very interesting. But the more interesting thing, Adam Cole. This whole thing with Adam Cole, and I love the fact that they kept his segments almost in the background because it was stuff that was happening, but it wasn't like brought to the forefront. It was just stuff that was happening, and again, Jay White didn't talk. He didn't say anything. He just showed up. Adam Cole came out, didn't say anything after Hangman won, took the title, put it on his shoulder, and then
You
kind of
know,
just
Jay White
walked
did say one thing. He did say one thing.
off.
He told Nick, nice earrings.
Yeah.
But other than
Um,
that, that's it.
and I like that. And it's a huge. I don't want to say it's a huge fuck you to anybody that was like doubting like Adam Cole in this situation, but it was more like, hey, we told you to be patient.
Well,
Get ready to eat
to
your words.
kind of unpack it a little bit, I think the main reason why they were saying it, because if you look at Adam Cole in NXT and Adam Cole in now, Adam Cole didn't have too many fluff opponents. And
True.
when you're looking at the fact that he was feuding with best friends for like ever, and then Orange Cassidy being such a divisive wrestler, and the fact that Adam Cole was here and to mingle himself with the Young Bucks and Omega, it would bring a person here, kind of here. Then they immediately repaired him with Red Dragon again. So I can see why the criticisms was there, because when you're looking at the last 4 years of Cole's career compared to now, you know, he didn't have too many fluff opponents. It was like, not to say every match Adam Cole had was a banger, but he wasn't like, it wasn't like Adam Cole was fighting, who was in NXT that I can think of?
Keith Lee, Drew McIntyre.
Well, no. I'm talking about, like, it wasn't like Adam Cole was fighting. It wasn't like Adam Cole was fighting like a R-Truth or something.
Gotcha.
You know, he wasn't fighting like, you know, he was, no shots to R-Truth. R-Truth is a national treasure, but y'all know what I'm saying. Like, he was in the title picture. He was, if he wasn't in the title picture, he was still having main event feuds. True. And that's what it was. So when you go from seeing a man like that, and then he gets into AEW and he kind of gets lost in the shuffle a bit, you can see why people started to say what he was saying.
Yeah, true, and I do agree with that, especially with the fact of how Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish haven't been seen for a while, and you know, with them taking them out of the picture, you're able to see Cole, and you're not able to kind of compare the whole stuff with NXT and AEW. You could see him on his own, and then especially with doing this whole storyline stuff with Jay White, potentially Hangman Adam Page, and what, you know, was going on with, I guess, either Bullet Club or, you know, remnants of the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And the potential intrigue of what's happening. So I think now we are moving towards a trajectory of Adam Cole being in the spotlight, or potentially the main event spotlight, because it seems like we have right now at this point in time, we have a lot of things in the main event picture brewing on a lot of different fronts. And I like that, because it reminds me of how things were back in, you know, Attitude Era WWF, where you could have a few going on here, but you had other people like waiting, chomping at the bit to come on. And it wasn't just them like talking in the background. They were making themselves known that they wanted a shot, even though they weren't in, you know, said match or said feud. So you just knew that, you know, that title was something that was sought after. And I'm glad that it's happening with Paige being champ, because now it's showing
he doesn't always have to feud with like the top dogs. He could feud with upper mid card and mid card, and it could still make sense.
And it's showing the prestige of the title as well, especially when you have more than just a few people vying for it. And and I think with AEW, they're doing a fantastic job with how they're building up their titles. It's still a little iffy with the tag titles right now, but I still think they're going in the right direction, even with the Booty Brothers in the mix. But we'll see what goes on. But, you know, talk for a bit here. We're definitely going to get more into it on tagging in.
Oh yeah, we're going to do a lot of unpacking with NXT and AEW, because NXT is kind of doing some semi-interesting things too. Because I don't know if Dizzle saw it, but his boy Zig showed up last night.
I saw the Zig stuff, but, you know, of course, and I'll talk about it tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, so we got some interesting things to unpack, guys.
Indeed. But you know how it is, like we say every time, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down. Hit that notification bell, leave all your comments, concerns, questions down below. Most importantly, hit that tag that motherfucking subscribe button. Since Scoot is here, I don't normally do the impromptu too sweet, but since Scoot, you know, decided to bless us with his presence, let me go ahead and warm that bad boy up. And a nice too sweet, the bada bam. And again, until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, we both bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful mother effers, tag the fucking out. Tag the